magandang araw. So, we have our mathematics in the modern world for engineers. Our next topic is about the exponents and radicals. So, let us define first our objectives for today. Explain exponents, radicals, exponential functions, and radical functions. So, let us explain ano ba yung pinagkaiba-iba ng apat na ito. Simplify exponential and radical expressions by applying the various laws on exponents and radicals. So, of course, we have to simplify, and when we simplify exponential and radical expressions, we have these various laws of exponents and radicals. So, first, ano ba ang pinagkaiba ni exponent kay radical? When we say exponents, these are the shorthand for repeated multiplication. When we say repeated, ibig sabihin, pinaulit-ulit na multiplication. Okay? And then, for the radicals, this is the inverse operation representing roots of numbers. Meaning, inverse operation naman tayo, ang kinukuha naman natin ngayon is the root of the number. Meaning, kabaligtaran ni exponent si radicals. So now, ano naman ang pinagkaiba ng exponential function at ni radical functions? So when we say exponential functions, this involves a base raised to a variable exponent used to model growth, decay, and more. So ibig sabihin, ginagamit daw natin sa exponential function para magamit natin or ma-model yung growth, decay, and more. Kasi nga, di ba sabi natin, exponential, ibig sabihin, repeated multiplication. Paulit-ulit na multiplication. So, therefore, pag multiply ka ng multiply, then ibig sabihin ay lumalaki siya. Okay? And when we say decay naman, it is because of we can multiply itself into fraction. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, papaliit naman siya, kabaligtaran. And then, when we say radical functions, this deals with the expressions containing radicals, crucial in geometry and engineering. So, of course, kapag nakakita na kayo ng radical sign, ano ba yung radical sign? It is the, ayan, yung may ganyan, yung parang bahay. Okay? So, kapag nakakita na kayo ng ganyan na may radical sign, therefore, it is a radical function. And this is crucial in geometry and engineering. So, mostly ginagamit daw yan in geometry at kay engineering. Next natin ay ipakilala na natin si exponents and its properties. So, again, exponent is a mathematical notation that tells us how many times a number is multiplied by itself. Okay, when we say exponent kasi, dyan na kayo makakakita ng, for example, y is equal to base raised to x. Wherein, yung b natin, yan yung tinatawag natin na base. And then, yung x natin, yan yung tinatawag natin na exponent. At, pag sinabi natin base, ibig sabihin, yan yung number na minumultiply natin sa sarili niya. At, yung tinatawag naman natin na exponent is the how many times na imumultiply natin yung base na yan sa sarili niya. Like, for example, we have 4 raised to 3. Meaning, imumultiply daw natin yung base na 4 ng ilang beses? 3 sa sarili niya. 4. So, ibig sabihin, 4 times 4 times 4. Base natin is 4, pare-pareho, at yung ating exponent ay 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay? So, sana nagkakaintindihan tayo dito. Then, exponential function, again, this is a mathematical function where the exponent contains a variable. So, meaning, when we say exponential function, ito na siya. Yung katulad nito, binigay ko sa inyo, wherein y is equal to b raised to x. Okay? Kasi naka-function type na siya. Therefore, this is f of x is equal to y is equal to b raised to x. So, in our exponents, we have these properties. Okay? And then, first one is the product property. When we say product property, from the word itself, product, Meaning, when multiplying exponentials with the same base and the same exponent. Add the exponents rather. So, ibig sabihin, kapag daw meron kayong pareho, meron daw kayong same base, pareho yung base ninyo, ang gagawin natin sa exponent will be adding. Like for example, we have a raised to m multiplied by a raised to n. This will be equal now to a raised to m plus n. Pinag-add natin ngayon yung kanilang exponent. Okay? And then, like for example, dito naman, we have the base x raised to cube or raised to 3 multiplied by x raised to 7. Then therefore, since the same sila ng kanilang variable na x, ang gagawin na lang natin ay pagsasamahin natin or i-add na lang natin ngayon yung kanilang exponent. So, kopyahin yung base, which is x, then raised to 3 plus 7. And then, simplifying this, x raised to 3 plus 7, we have now x raised to 10. Okay? So, sana malinaw pa and sana naaalala to dahil ito ay napag-aralan naman na rin during your high school. And then next naman natin ay the quotient rule. When we say quotient, of course, this is the answer for the dividing. Kapag nagdi-divide ka at may nakuha kang sagot, ibig sabihin, quotient ang nakukuha natin. Okay? And when we say quotient property, when dividing exponentials with the same base, subtract the exponents. Okay? So, ito na siya na binaligtad naman. Kasi kung yung product nagmumultiply tayo, dito naman sa quotient, nagdi-divide tayo. Okay? So, kabaligtaran naman. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, if we have the same base, which is a dito, and then, ang gagawin lang natin, a raised to m over a raised to n, this will now be equal to a raised to m minus n. Ang gagawin natin dito ay ima-minus natin yung kanilang exponent. Then, take note that where a should not be equal to 0. Hindi pwedeng 0 yung ating base. Bakit? Di ba bawal ang 0 as denominator? Okay, so therefore, hindi dapat 0 yung ating base. So, let us have an example. We have here x raised to 13 over x raised to 4. Meaning, same base sila, x, pero magkaiba sila ng exponent, 13 and 4. So, ang gagawin natin ngayon ay i-minus natin. Okay? Numerator minus the denominator. Okay? So, since ang ating exponent sa numerator is 13, and then, ang ating exponent sa denominator is 4, so we have 13 minus 4. And simplifying 13 minus 4, we will get the exponent as 9. Okay? And now, let us have this another property which is the power property. When we say power property naman, when raising an exponential to a power, multiply exponents. Okay? So, dito naman, we have here na power. So, ibig sabihin, meron ka nang exponent, tapos sa labas nun, may exponent ka pa ulit. Meaning, for example, this one, we have a raised to m, quantity raised to n. Okay, pag nakakita kayo ng parentheses na pareho silang merong exponent. So, ang gagawin daw natin sa exponent will be multiplied. Okay? So, meaning, magkakaroon tayo ngayon ng a raised to m multiplied by n. Okay? So, let us have an example. For example, we have x cubed raised to 6. Sipin nyo ha, meron na kayong x cubed or naka-exponent na yung inyong 3. Pero sa labas niyan, meron pa ulit tayong another exponent which is si 6. So, ang gagawin lang natin dyan is to multiply the exponents. We will now be having x raised to 3 times 6. And when we simplify 3 times 6, we will get x raised to 18. And then, this one naman, product to a power property. Mostly of the students dito nagkakaroon ng problem or dito nalilito. Okay? When we say product to a power property, ibig sabihin, hindi lang tayo may isang base. Okay? So, a product raised to a power is equal to the product of each factor raised to the power. So, para mas maintindihan natin, let us have this notation. At ang notation natin dito is quantity AB raised to n. Take note of this. A is different from B, meaning A is a base and B is another base. Okay? And then, meron silang parentheses which is naka-exponent na yun or naka-raise kay n. So, ang gagawin natin dyan ay paghihiwalayin natin. Okay? Paghihiwalayin natin siya, meaning, ang gagawin natin dyan is that A is one base and then, syempre, siya ay magkakaroon ngayon ng exponent na n. And then, again, meron pa tayong B which is also, meron din siyang magiging exponent na n. I-distribute natin yung power n sa dalawang base. Okay, kapag yan ay meron kayong nakita na dalawang base na nakaparenthesis at meron siyang exponent. Okay? So, let us have an example. For example, we have this one. 3x quantity raised to 5. Okay? Because 3x quantity raised to 5 is not equal to 3x raised to 5. Okay? Minsan kasi ang nangyayari sa atin, yung 5 ay binibigay lang kay x. Pero ang gagawin natin dito ay hindi. Okay? Kasi kailangan natin siyang i-distribute both bases. Kay 3 at kay x. So, therefore, magkakaroon tayo ngayon ng 3 raised to 5 multiplied by x raised to 5. And when we get this one, 3 raised to 5, okay, so this is an exponent. So, meaning, you have to multiply the base to itself by 5 times. 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. And you will get here 243. And then, si x raised to 5, since hindi naman number si x, pwede na natin kopyahin si x raised to 5. Okay? So, next naman natin is a quotient to a power property. So, dito kanina, previously, product to a power property, meaning nagmo-multiply. Dito naman, quotient to a power property, therefore, we have two bases na dinidivide. Okay? So, a quotient raised to a power is equal to the quotient of the factors raised to the power. So, katulad lang din kanina, kaya lang naka-division naman tayo dito. Okay, so mapapansin nyo, naka-fraction type siya. So, we have A over B quantity raised to n. Again, i-distribute natin yung ating exponent sa ating numerator at ating denominator. Therefore, magkakaroon tayo ngayon ng A raised to n over B raised to n. And take note that B should not be equal to 0. Again, hindi tayo pwedeng magkaroon ng 0 as base. So, let us have an example. We have quantity x over 2y raised to 4. Okay, so medyo complicated siya agad. Kasi, kung mapapansin natin, yung denominator natin is 2y. Okay, again, hindi yan magiging 2y raised to 4. No, you should write this one as 2y quantity raised to 4. So, therefore, si 4 ay i-distribute natin kay x, and then si 4 ay also distributed kay 2 at kay y. Kaya tayo magkakaroon ng x raised to 4 over 2 raised to 4 multiplied by y raised to 4. And simplifying this, x raised to 4, kopyahin lang. And then 2 raised to 4, again, ito ay magiging 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. Which is equal to 16. So, therefore, we have here 16y raised to 4. So, sana naintindihan itong ating 5 properties. But then, we still have another 3 properties. So, sana nagigets pa. If hindi naiintindihan, you can pause this video and then pwede niyong balikan. We have this negative integer exponent property. Okay? So, ito yung ating negative. Pag halimbawa na nagkaroon tayo ng negative exponent. So, a base raised to a negative integer exponent is equivalent to the reciprocal of the base raised to the opposite or positive integer exponent. So, ibig sabihin, ang ginagawa natin dito, once na nakakuha tayo, for example, ito, we have a raised to negative n. Para matanggal natin yung negative exponent niyan, ang gagawin natin is to get the reciprocal. And when we say reciprocal, ibig sabihin, babalik na rin natin yung ating numerator and denominator. Eh ma'am, wala naman po tayong denominator dito. Diba meron tayong tinatawag na imaginary denominator na 1? So, meaning, kapag yan, binaligtad natin, si 1 mapupunta sa taas, si A mapupunta sa baba. So, meaning, we have 1 over A, and then sabi sa atin, raised to the opposite integer exponent. Meaning, from negative, magiging positive na siya. Kaya tayo nagkaroon ngayon ng a raised to negative n is equal to 1 over a raised to n. And take note again that a should not be equal to 0. Kasi kapag naging 0 yan, meaning magiging undefined or math error kung ilalagay na sa calculator. So let us have this example. 3 raised to 5, 3 raised to negative 5. Again, it is in negative, therefore we have to get the reciprocal. Okay? At pag nag-reciprocal tayo, of course, magiging 1 over 3, and from negative exponent, magiging positive 5 na tayo. So here, magkakaroon tayo ngayon ng 1 over 243. Paano nakuha si 243? Again, 3 raised to 5. This one will be 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. Okay? And then, another example. Okay. Eh ma'am, paano naman po kung halimbawa na naging nasa denominator po yung may negative exponent. So, ang gagawin naman natin dito is, again, reciprocate. Okay? Reciprocal lang din natin. Kuhanin natin yung reciprocal niya. Okay? So, we have 1 over 2 raised to negative 8. So, therefore, kapag yan, sinulat natin 1 over 2 raised to negative 8, di ba sabi natin, ire-reciprocal natin? Meaning, pagbabalik na rin natin. So, therefore, magkakaroon tayo ngayon ng 2, and then, from negative, magiging positive na siya over 1. At kapag nakakakuha tayo ng denominator na 1, pwede na natin siyang tanggalin. Ang isusulat na lang natin will be the numerator, which is 2 raised to 8. And then, kapag ito, ginamit na natin ng calculator, kung papayagan ko ang calculator, okay? So, this one will be 2 times 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 2. This will now be equal to 256. Kaya siya nakuha. Okay? So, next naman natin is the zero exponent property. Paano kung halimbawa na yung exponent ninyo ay naging 0 naman? Okay, ito ang isa sa pinakamadali. Any non-zero number raised to the power of 0 is 1. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, basta may base ka at naging 0 yung inyong exponent, therefore, it will always be equal to 1. Pero, kung yan ay 0, kung ang a ninyo ay 0, hindi yan. Okay? Magkaiba na siya. Therefore, where a should not be equal to 0. Because 0 raised to 0 is equal to 0. Okay? But, any other bases, like for example, 7 raised to 0, this will be equal to 1. Kahit 7 pa yan. Okay? 10 raised to 0 is also equal to 1. And any variable raised to 0 is also equal to 1. Okay. And next naman natin is the one-base property. When we say one-base property, this is for any number x, 1 raised to x is equal to 1. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, kung halimbawang nagkabaligtad naman, that therefore your base is a number and your exponent is x. Okay? So, therefore, this is equal to 1. Okay? Like, for example, ito, syempre, di ba? Like, for example, yung x natin, mapalitan natin ng any number. 1 raised to 5. Kahit naman ilang beses mo i-multiply si 1 sa sarili niya, di ba? Magiging 1 lang yan. Okay? So, kahit gaano kadami yung i-multiply mo sa kanya ng ilang beses sa sarili niya, okay? Puro 1 lang ang kalalabasan. As long as 1 yung inyong naging base, kahit ano pa yung exponent niyan, 1 lang ang kalalabasan. Okay? So, ito yung mga common mistakes when simplifying exponential expressions. So, let us be careful as not to commit these errors. So, ito yung mga sinasabi ko sa inyo na madalas na namamali ang mga estudyante. So, for example, x raised to 4 multiplied by x cubed is equal to x raised to 12. Ang ginagawa nila is they multiply the exponent. Nakita lang kasi na may multiplication tayo, minumultiply na din pati yung exponent. No, okay? Gaya ng sabi natin kanina, power rule, okay, power property, exponent should be added. Okay, hindi tayo nagmumultiply. Kaya dapat 4 plus 3, which is 7. Next naman natin is x raised to 18 over x raised to 6. So, ganun din. Ang ginagawa, instead na i-minus yung ating exponents, ang ginagawa naman ay dinidivide. Okay, nakita lang na may divisor tayo or may dividend tayo dito. Nakita lang na naka-fraction siya. Ang gagawin na rin ay i-divide na rin yung ating exponent. So, no. Okay, so we have 18 over 6. X raised to 18 over 6. This is not x raised to 3. This should be equal to x raised to 12. Ima-minus natin yung ating exponent. And then next naman natin is x squared raised to 3. Ayan. Ang gagawin din ay x raised to 2 raised to 3. Okay? Hindi na ganyan yan ha. Ang gagawin natin dyan ay pinag-multiply lang natin. Okay? Exponent should be multiplied. Hindi siya pinapower mo din. Ang gagawin kasi dyan, 2 times 2 times 2, kaya naging x raised to 8. Okay? So, hindi po ganyan. And then, ito yung next natin. Ito yung sinasabi ko sa inyo na nangyayari. Wherein, 2x, quantity 2x raised to 3, ang ginagawa ay 2x raised to 3. Meaning, si 3 nilalagay lang agad kay exponent. So, hindi po. Okay? Both factors, 2 and x, should be raised to 3. Okay? Sabi ko nga, dinidistribute natin yung ating exponent. Distribute mo kay 2, pati kay x. So, dapat dyan, ang kalabasan ay 8x raised to 3. Then, another mistakes na nangyayari ay ito. Like, for example, 2 cubed times 2 raised to 4. Ang ginagawa, pinagmumultiply yung ating bases. Nakita lang na 2 times 2, gagawin na rin siyang 4, tapos ipa-plus naman yung ating exponent. So, hindi po ganun, okay? Ang ginagawa lang natin dito, meron tayong common base eh. Common base must be retained. Okay? Hindi natin siya minumultiply. Okay? Yung exponents lang yung ating pinagsasama. So, therefore, this should be equal to 2 raised to 7. And then, next naman natin is 2 cubed times 3 raised to 5 is equal to 6 raised to 8. Again, ayan. Ang ginagawa, minumultiply yung ating base. So, hindi ganon. Okay? Magkaiba yan. Magkaiba ng lalabas yan. So, wala tayo ngayong magagawa dito or wala tayong ibang gagamitan dito aside from the product rule. Okay. No, sorry. This is not the product rule, but then the exponents. Yung usual na ginagawa natin sa exponents. Meaning, ang gagawin lang natin dyan is, kung kailangan ng sagot, then 2 times 2 times 2. Tapos, multiplied mo ngayon kay 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. Hanggang sa makuha nyo ngayon yung final answer. Okay? So far, sana nagkakaintindihan pa rin tayo dito sa ating nakukuha. So, let us have an example. Okay. So, example number 1. We have to simplify this given. Negative 2x raised to 2, y raised to 3, multiplied by the quantity 5x raised to 3 times y. Okay? So, gagamitan natin ngayon to ng power rule. Okay. Gamitin natin kasi magmumultiply tayo. Kung mapapansin ninyo, meron tayong dalawang nakaparentheses. So, therefore, kailangan muna natin siyang i-multiply. Okay. So, dito, unahin muna natin yung ating mga coefficient. So, since yan ay wala naman silang sariling exponent, therefore, ang gagawin lang natin dyan is to multiply. We have negative 2 times 5. Okay? And then, meron tayo ngayong x squared at x cubed. Again, meron tayong multiplication. Okay? Kapag parehong nakaparenthesis yan, ibig sabihin multiplication. So, therefore, we are multiplying x squared multiplied by x cubed. Okay. Pagtatabi-tabihin muna natin ha, para hindi kayo mahirapan. And then, lastly naman natin, we have y cubed times y. Okay? And then, we have here y cubed times y. Okay, again, ano na nga yung ating exponent kapag wala tayong nakikita? Like for example, y lang nakita natin. Meron siyang imaginary exponent na 1. Okay, so now simplifying this, negative 2 times 5, this is negative 10. And then, kung papansin natin, multiplication table. Multiplication tayo dito. So therefore, ang gagawin natin dito is using product rule. Same base na x. So, kopyahin si x. Tapos, ang mangyayari sa atin, the exponents should be added. So, 2 plus 3. And then, kay y naman tayo, again, they have the same base na y. Kopyahin si base. Then, meron tayong exponent na 3 and 1, which is should be added. Okay, so simplifying this, we have negative 10. Then, x, 2 plus 3 is 5. Then, y, 3 plus 1 is 4. So, therefore, this is now our final answer. Okay? So, next example naman natin, we have quantity 2x squared y z cubed raised to 3. Okay. Ayan na. So, dito, kung mapapansin ninyo, meron tayong mga exponent and then meron tayong another exponent. So, anong gagamitin naman natin rule? So, this is the power property. Okay. Wherein, we have to distribute 3 sa lahat. Kay 2, kay x squared, kay y, at kay z cubed. So, we have now 2 raised to 3. Okay. And then, x squared raised to 3. Ayan. And then, si y, wala naman siyang exponent. So, magiging raised to 3. And then, lastly, kay z cubed. We have z cubed raised to 3. Then, let us simplify. 2 cubed. So, 2 times 2 times 2 is equal to 8. And then, ito nga, sabi ko nga sa inyo, power property, x raised to 2, x squared raised to 3. So, therefore, we have to multiply. So, we have now x raised to 2 times 3 is 6. Then, si y naman natin, di ba may imaginary tayo na 1 dyan, na exponent. So, therefore, 1 times 3 is 3. Then, again, this one, Okay, z naman, z cube raised to 3. So we have here 3 times 3 is equal to 9. So therefore, this is our simplified 4. So another example, paano naman kapag naka-fraction na siya? So we have here 25x cubed y raised to 6 over negative 5 x raised to 5 y over 4. Okay. So pag samasamahin lang natin, pag samasamahin natin yung pareho coefficient, pareho naka-x, pareho naka-y. So therefore, we have here 25 over negative 5. Okay, ito muna. And then, we have daw kay x cubed over x raised to 5. Okay, pinagsama natin, pareho silang naka-x. And then, lastly naman, si y over 6, y raised to 6 over y raised to 4. Okay, so ang gawin natin dito, pagsamain na natin, simplify lang natin, we have 25 divided by 5, we have negative 5. And then, we have here x raised to 3 minus 5. Diba? Kasi nga, ang gagawin natin dyan ay dapat naka-minus siya kasi division. And then, next naman natin, we have y raised to 6 minus 4. Okay, and then simplifying this, we have negative 5. X raised to 3 minus 5 is negative 2. Then y is equal to 6 minus 4 is 2. Sa tingin nyo ba, ito na yung final answer natin? Posible. Okay, posible. Pero, we still have a negative exponent. So, di ba, we have this what we call the negative integer property. Okay? So, dapat dito, mawalan tayo ng naka-negative exponent. So, paano ang gagawin natin dyan? Again, we have to reciprocal. Pero, kung sino lang yung may negative exponent, siya lang yung i-reciprocal natin. Okay, meaning, si negative 5 at si y squared na hindi naman naka-negative exponent, okay, ay mananatili sa numerator. So, we have negative 5y squared over si x, ibababa natin, at from negative magiging positive. So, this one now will be your final answer. So, next naman natin, example number 4. Okay, so ito medyo madiwara. Okay, kasi kung mapapansin ninyo, ang ating exponent ay naka-fraction. Okay, so naka-fraction na siya. So, ang gagawin natin ngayon dito is to, again, same pa din naman. Okay, same process pa rin naman yung gagawin natin. Okay, so here, we have n raised to 1/2, n raised to negative 1/3 over n raised to 2/3, n raised to negative 7/4, quantity raised to negative 1/6. Okay? So, mas madali na ang gawin na lang natin muna is to distribute. Okay? So, let us distribute first. We have n raised to 1/2 raised to negative 1/6. Okay? And then, we have n raised to negative 1/3 raised to negative 1/6 over n raised to 2/3 raised to negative 1/6 and n raised to negative 7/4 raised to negative 1/6. Okay? So, try na natin. Multiply natin. So, we have ito, power rule ang gagamitin natin or power property. We have to multiply our exponent. So, m raised to 1/2 raised to negative 1/6 magiging n raised to negative, okay, negative siya, diba? 1 over 12. Then, n raised to, from negative times negative, magiging positive na tayo. So, n raised to 1 times 1 is equal to 1 over 3 times 6 is 18 over n raised to, okay, 2/3 times negative 1/6. So, positive times negative is equal to negative. So, we have here negative 2 times 1 is 2 over 3 times 6 is 18. And then, we have m raised to, okay, negative 7/4 times negative 1/6, magiging positive na siya. 7 times 1 is 7 over 4 times 6 is 24. Okay. So, dito, meron kayong options kung ano yung gusto nyo gawin. Pwede kayong mag-quotient rule, pwede rin naman kayong ang gawin nyo muna ay negative integer property, and then pwede tayong mag-proceed sa product property. Okay? So, dito, pwede naman, ang gawin muna natin is to negative integer property. So, ilipat natin ngayon yung may negative. Okay? So, ang gawin natin, ito, si m raised to negative over 12, lipat natin sa baba. And then, si n raised to negative 2 naman ay mapupunta sa taas. Okay? Na-reciprocate. Okay? So, we have now n raised to, from negative magiging positive, 2 over 18, then multiplied by n raised to 1 over 18. Over, ngayon, okay, yung nasa taas naman, which is n, from negative 112, magiging positive 1 over 12 na siya. And then, kopyahin natin si n raised to 7 over 24. Okay. So, dito naman, sabi natin, product property, same basis. Okay, so pwede na natin siyang pag-plusan. So, we have here n raised to 2 over 18 plus 1 over 18 all over m raised to 1 over 12 plus 7 over 24. Okay, so dito, simplifying this, when we have the same basis, same denominator, therefore, ang gagawin lang natin is to add the numerators. 2 plus 1 is 18. 2 plus 1 is 3. So, we have n raised to 3 over 18. Over, ayan, m raised to 112 plus 7 over 24. Okay, sulat ko muna dito, 1 over 12 plus 7 over 24. Hindi sila same ng denominator. This is 12, this is 24. Bago tayo mag-plus, dapat pareho yan ng denominator. So, hahanapin muna natin what is the greatest common factor, okay, or the GCF. So, ano ba ang kanilang greatest common factor? Diba si 24? Kasi 12 times 2 is 24. So, therefore, 24 divided by 12 is equal to 2 times 1 is 2 plus 24 divided by 24 is 1 times 7 is 7. So, therefore, pag pinutlasan natin, 2 plus 7 is 9 over 24. So, we have here m raised to 9 over 24. Can we simplify this? Yes. Pwede natin i-simplify, diba? Kasi, si 3 over 18 ay pwedeng ma-simplify as 1/6. So, therefore, we have n raised to 1/6 over si m naman, 9 over 24, divided by 3. Okay, divided by 3 ulit. So, 9 divided by 3 is 3 over 24 divided by 3 is 8. So, we have m raised to 3 over 8. So, this is now your final answer. Next naman natin is the radicals and its properties. So, natapos natin si radicals, din naman tayo kay, natapos natin sa exponents, din naman tayo kay radicals. Okay, so radicals and radical function. Again, when we say radicals, this involves roots and cube roots. The radical symbol shows the root. So, ito again yung ating radical symbol. And when we say radical function, of course, kapag meron na kayo nakita na function that involves radical, it means this is a radical function. So, as like as in exponents, we also have properties in radicals. So, first, we have the product property. So, ito. Ayan. So, the nth root of the product of the two numbers is equal to the product of their nth root. So, ibig sabihin, if they have the same nth root, okay, meaning, hindi natin pag-multiplyin yun. Okay? Katulad lang din nung kanina sa exponents. Okay? For example, we have nth root of x multiplied by y. Pag pinaghiwalay natin yan, magiging nth root over x times nth root of y. Okay? So, when we say nth root kasi, hindi yan laging square root. Okay? Kaya nga tayo tinatawag na cube root. Ibig sabihin, pag may nakita kang ganitong sign, yan ay automatically may 2. Pero pwede yan na 3 cube root o kaya naman 4th root o kaya naman ay 5th root. Okay? So, depende kung ano yung nakalagay sa kanyang labas. So, let us have an example here. 5th root of 3 multiplied by 5th root of 4. Since they have the same root, meaning, pwede nating i-multiply yung nasa loob. Okay, so magkakaroon tayo ngayon ng 5th root of 3 times 4, which is equivalent also to 5th root of 12. Okay? So, next naman natin is the quotient property. So, katulad lang din nun, if they have the same nth root, the quotient of the two numbers is equal to the quotient of their nth root. Meaning, i-divide naman natin yung nasa loob. Okay? So, for example, nth root of x over y. This should be equal to nth root of x over nth root of y. Okay? So, for example, cube root of 7 over z. So, meaning, pwede natin siyang isulat as cube root of 7 over cube root of z. Then, the power property. Okay, so when we say power property, we have this two. Okay, raising an nth root to a power is equivalent to raising the radicand to the same power. Meaning, okay, so, pwede daw natin gawin na yung kanyang power ay ilalagay natin sa loob. So, we have quantity nth root of x raised to n. This should be equal to nth root of x raised to n. Okay, meaning, yung ating exponent na n na nasa labas ay ipinasok lang natin dun sa ating base or sa radicand natin. So, for example, we have 6th root of 3, quantity raised to 4. So, therefore, pwede natin siyang isulat as 6th root of 3 raised to 4. Or, pag kinuha natin 3 raised to 4, this is equal to 81. So, therefore, we have 6th root of 81. The next naman natin is raising an nth root to the power of n removes the radical, leaving just the radicand. Okay. Meaning, dito, paano kapag halimbawa na yung nth root natin ay same doon sa power? Okay, pag ganyan, magka-cancel na siya. Okay, maka-cancel na siya, therefore, magiging x na lang yung ating sagot. So, for example, 11th root of x plus y raised to 11, since maka-cancel na yan, ang matitira na lang sa atin is x plus y. Then, lastly naman is the radical exponential property. For any real number x and positive integer n, the nth root of x can be expressed as the form x raised to 1 over n. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, kung ayaw nyo na naka-radical siya, pwede nating isulat ngayon to into exponential form, but then it will be a fraction na exponent. So, ang gagawin nyo lang dito, we have nth root of x. This will be equal to the base, okay? Kopyahin yung base, which is x, and then 1 over n. Okay, kasi di ba square root. When we say square root kasi, that is 1/2. Okay? O kaya naman, kung third naman to, therefore, this is 1/3. Okay? So, let us have an example. We have z raised to 1/9. So, therefore, yung z natin, kopyahin, and then, lagyan natin ng radical. Yung 1 natin na to is yung ating exponent talaga sa ating base. And then, yung denominator naman should be the root. Okay? Kaya tayo nagkaroon ngayon ng 9th root of z. So, since yung 1 kasi imaginary, pwede naman na natin tanggalin. So, let us have this one again. We have y raised to 2/3. So, gaya nga nang sabi ko sa inyo, kopyahin lang yung ating base, which is y. Lagyan natin ng radical sign. And then, yung numerator, siya yung kanyang exponent sa loob. And then, yung denominator will be the root. Okay, so that's why meron tayo naging cube root of y squared. So now, let us move to the examples. So example number 1. Square root of 18x raised to 6, y raised to 11. So what we are going to do here is to get ano ba yung mga factors nila para maging makuha natin yung square root. Okay, yung square niya. So si 18, is this a perfect square? Hindi, di ba? So this is not a perfect square, but then 18 has its factors na 18 is equal to 9 times 2. Tama? And 9 is a perfect square. Perfect square of 3. Meaning, 18 can also be written as 3 squared times 2. So therefore, pwede natin siyang isulat as 3 squared times 2. And then, dito naman, kay x natin, okay? So sa x natin naman, di ba we have this product rule na ang mangyayari sa atin ay ano ba yung minumultiply natin? X raised to 6. Okay? So, ito, sa x raised to 6 natin, di ba pwede natin siyang isulat as x raised to 3 raised to 2. Tama? Kasi 3 times 2 is 6. And then, ky naman, okay, ky naman, since this is 11, hindi natin siya pwedeng isulat. Pero, since y is equal to 11, di ba pwede na natin siyang isulat as y raised to 10 times y. Kasi magiging equal lang din naman yun kay raised to 11. And si y raised to 10, pwede rin natin siyang isulat as y raised to 5 raised to 2 times y. Okay, so therefore, sulat na natin siya y raised to 5 raised to 2 times y. Okay? Then, don't forget your radical. Again, sabi natin, in radical, this is a square root. Meaning, makakancel natin lahat ng merong square or 2 na exponent. Sino ba yung mga may 2 na exponent? Ito, at ito. So, ibig sabihin yan, ilalabas natin sila. So, kasi makakancel na yan eh. Diba? Dahil, magkaging square root of 3 squared. O, times square root of 2 times square root of x cubed raised to 2. Then, multiplied by square root of y raised to 5 raised to 2. Then, square root of y. Okay, so kung papansin nyo, cancel, cancel, cancel. So, therefore, ang natira sa atin, we have 3, we have x cubed, we have y raised to 5, and then, naka-square root pa din to, diba? So, pwede na nating pagsamahin yan, which is 2y. So, this is now your final answer. Next naman natin is 1 over square root of x. Okay, take note of this that in fraction, hindi tayo pwedeng merong radical sa denominator. So, what we are going to do here is to manipulate. Okay? So, sabi natin kanina na kung ayaw natin ng radical, so nakikita natin, we can use this as, or pwede natin siyang isulat as fraction or exponential na naka-fraction. So, magkakaroon tayo ngayon ng 1 over, again, kopyahin yung ating base which is x. Then, ano yung kanyang exponent? It is 1. Then, over, since sabi ko nga sa inyo, pag radical lang yan, meron tayong 2 dyan. So, therefore, this is x raised to 1 over x raised to 1 half. And this is now your final answer. And for your assignment, answer the following situations in module number 4. C.1, check for understanding in a long bond paper. And to be passed on August 5. Okay, so if you do not have questions, then thank you for listening.